mirror on the wall, who's the most beautifulest, most righteous, most badass brother, daddy, cat daddy of them all? Boy, I got a magic mirror.
Mirror's not here right now, but if you'd like to leave a message after the beep, please do so. Beep.
No, it's not you, silly. Get out of here. Yeah, it's usually me answering myself back.
Oh.
Saying everything I say. Yeah, get out of here. What kind of imposter do you think you are? And speaking of imposters, man, this is Snow White.
Yeah, it is.
The legend comes alive.
I know.
All right, all those other Snow Whites, that Disney shit, dead.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah,
forget about it.
This is the new shit. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, this is that new shit. Yeah, yeah, it comes alive.
But don't worry. I think in a few months, some more new shit's coming out to replace this. At some point.
I know. What is up with all these Snow White movies, man?
I know. At first, I was curious. I was like, okay, mirror. I can only assume it's Snow White. And then I thought maybe I'm getting this confused with something else that's called Snow White and the Huntsman. Yeah. So, and then I realized, oh wait, they're two completely different films. So they're coming out around, I guess around the same.
Well,
what?
The Huntsman movie, the Snow White and the Huntsman is going to be released in the summer.
Okay.
So in this one, I guess this one got the rush, which it kind of felt like it.
It really, it really did.
I mean, it's funny because you see this every now and then, this cycle of studios. Now, I don't know if that's the case. This could have been a complete coincidence.
Coinky-dink,
yeah. Coinky-dink, yeah. But somebody heard something about a Snow White movie being made, and they're like, oh shit, wait a minute, that movie got Thor.
Shit.
And got that chick from Twilight.
I know. All those goddamn kids are going to show up for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, we better get this shit out quick. Come on.
I know.
Called up the Three Stooges to fucking put this together.
Because that's what it seemed like. It was like, hey man, that movie's coming out. We got to get the jump on that. Hey man, we only got about 3 weeks to get that. I don't get it done. Right? It don't need to be good.
We got to be first.
Yeah, people gonna think they're gonna see that Snow White shit coming out in the summer. We gonna beat them and fool them into seeing our movie right here. Get that dude that did Immortals. He makes shit look pretty.
I know. Right? Yeah, I think they might have called him right in the middle of doing Immortals. That's probably why Immortals wasn't all that great,
and why this probably isn't all that great either. This story is very similar to Grimm's fairy tale story. You have a wicked queen who schemes to take the ruling of this kingdom away from the daughter of the king she married. The
Snow White.
The king's the Snow White. Yeah, the king's at the picture. She knows that this girl, she's like, wait a minute, this bitch gonna come up and try to take everything I have. She sends her to the woods to be murdered. The person who takes her out there can't murder her. She ends up being adopted by these dwarves. And later on in the story, we see the queen get her comeuppance.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Same exact Snow White story that you've seen.
Yeah, except here, I think that's, for the modern age, what we have is we have a Snow White that I guess is a little more, is a stronger female character. A female that takes more control of her destiny. A female that fights back.
They toughen her up a bit.
They toughen up. To the point where she fights.
Because, of course, these are modern days and people like their women to be tough instead of weak and stupid and,
Boy, I miss those days, don't you?
Yeah, in the kitchen, cooking, sweeping, and all that shit I love in the Walt Disney production.
Yeah,
where things make sense.
See, that Disney Snow White, she knew her place, man. She wasn't fighting me, people. When danger went down, what she do? She went and hid in the corner like a woman should.
Yeah,
people, we joking.
She'd either hid in the corner or went outside and sang with the goddamn birds.
Birds, or something. Yeah.
I like that. I like that version.
One of those good old days.
Yeah,
people are joking here. But Lily Collins is Snow White in this movie.
Yes, she is.
We have
Julia Roberts
as the wicked queen.
As the queen, yeah.
And we have Armie Hammer.
Or Arm & Hammer.
Armie Hammer, is that boy's name?
Yeah, you're right.
Armie Hammer.
I always want to call him Arm & Hammer.
yeah, Armie Hammer, who we saw, people got to know him in The Social Network.
Yeah.
You probably knew him from his baking soda before that. That's how I know.
No shit, yeah.
Man, my boy came from humble beginnings, man.
Yeah, I know. Once a thing, a period when things made sense to me.
Yeah, what happened when that dude used to make baking soda?
Yeah.
Then one day he decided to start acting.
I love throwing his ass in the fridge. Yeah. keeping it fresh.
He soaked up all my bad odors, Took care of my heartburn when I poured him in water. Now he's acting.
That's right.
But yeah, he plays the Prince Charming here. Mm-hmm. And we have Nathan Lane as the wicked Queen's
The buffoon.
There's the henchman,
Yeah.
but comic relief henchman. But I tell you, I shouldn't just single Nathan Lane out as comic relief because that's this movie. Well, you had this Snow White and the Woodsman or the Huntsman or whatever coming out in the summer. That's more of an edgy film.
Right.
This one, I guess their kind of programming to that film is that this film in particular is a straightforward children's film.
It really is.
Yes, PG.
In every sense of the word. And I think for me, that's kind of the problem with it sometimes because I was like, okay, from the previews, they're already letting you know, okay, you're about to watch a goddamn kids movie because every preview that you see is directed towards kids.
Yeah.
So as soon as the movie starts, you're like, all right, I could tell that they were trying to put somewhat of a modern kind of twist to it as well with the dialogue, especially when Julia Roberts, she's the one who starts the narrating the story.
Yeah.
But every once in a while she'll break out of the storybook type of, storytelling and go, and things suck sometimes here. And you're just like, okay, I guess they're trying to put their little cool spin so the kids can identify with it.
It's very farcical.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie's a farce. I mean, they're not trying to be serious at all.
My problem with it though is it's something that I wish they would have, either decided to keep going with it because I thought they kind of dropped the ball on that as the movie went along, where it started to seem more like they were playing more towards a Nick Jr. kind of crowd, which I think that's the problem where it lost me, like with a lot of the humor.
Yeah, no, this isn't bad, man.
You know what? It's not bad. But the thing is, it's once again, it's directed by Tarjim.
Tarjim Singe.
Yeah, Tarjim Singe.
His trademark now is to make movies that look beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's either that he has great visuals or he has really cool sets and costume designs.
Oh yeah. I mean, with his films are always like, style over substance.
It is. He even said that.
It really is. Yeah. And yeah, if he is saying that in the interviews, then it's very true.
Yeah.
Because you can't help but, see all of his movies and just go, yeah, this is made by the same guy because once again, it's beautiful to look at, but watching it, you feel like, man, there's not much of anything else going on.
No. It's almost like he starts shooting. People say, "Hey, man, you going off script?" You're like, "Wait a minute, we got a script?"
Yeah, I know. What?
I'm just shooting.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Script, huh?
Yeah.
Story? Hey, man, I shot for 3 weeks and now you telling me we got a story?
Yeah,
Sorry. The movie's done. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, studio. Thanks for the money.
Yeah. I got to go shoot Immortals now.
I know.
Talk to y'all later. But this movie in particular, it has those elements that we know Tarjim Singe for. It does have beautiful cinematography. It does have great set pieces. It does have great costumes. But for some reason, all that seems kind of flat because of the way he lit it. I don't know if it's him or a cinematographer, but it's like very flat lighting.
Yeah, you're right, because with so many colors, you imagine everything would be really popping on the screen, but I don't know what it is, if what they do to the film, if like they color correct it to where it's not as bright as you would imagine it should be. Because I mean, you can't help but think when you're watching his movie sometimes, it's like, why do I feel like this looks like a little too murky? Why I don't get it. You always think there's a problem with the projector.
Yeah, I mean, I've always admired his visual style. I've noticed that he has a palette that that I'm not always crazy about. It's very copper, very gold, very yellow oriented. I mean, with a flash of red or blood, some primary color in order to throw things off a little bit. I'm not, I ain't no painter people, so I probably don't know what I'm talking about. All right. But I'm just saying it's like the sets feel like sets. The houses seem like either a combination of CG or paper mache.
Right.
But that's only accentuated by the feeling for me of this movie having a very television style quality. It goes between comical to the point of cartoony. And by cartoony, I mean just broad wackiness, and so thin that this broad humor is carried by a very thin television style of acting and blocking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny that all this money goes into the visuals here, and it's all brought down by the TV movie feel of the story here.
It had more,
and the acting too.
Yeah, it had more of I feel like I'm watching like a community theater in a way, where people are like really, being exaggerated, but then again, it's like you could tell it is really being directed towards kids, to where even the music, they constantly have to remind you that this is for children, because like the score of it is a complete Looney Tunes score. You know, the entire score throughout the whole movie. I mean, you were somewhat getting manipulated by the scenes, especially when there's physical comedy going on with this Looney Tunes goddamn score. Because I mean, I kept waiting for Bugs Bunny or the Roadrunner to pop up or the coyote chasing him. I mean, there's a lot of musical cues there where it was like they were really pounding you over the head, just trying to let you know, like, this is for children.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of slapstick, but again, when you say it felt like kind of community theater, it did. I mean, I know that these actors and actors, I mean, Jesus, we got Julia Roberts in here.
Yeah.
We just saw Armie Hammer and J. Edgar, and where he had to age several years. I mean, we know these people can act. I mean, poor Lily Collins in here, she looks great. She looks like a very young Audrey Hepburn, but she's not given too much to do.
No,
and as
not
for
at
somebody like Armie Hammer and Julia Roberts starts narrating the movie in this fake British accent, which she kind of floats in and out of, which is, look, if you commit to it or don't.
Right,
Armie Hammer, I know he's supposed to be Prince Charming. He's supposed to be very broad, because that character is played to the point of parody now, that Prince Charming type. But even here, it's like, man, I'm not buying your acting, man.
Yeah, well, there's moments where he's really hamming it up, and there's moments where he's really playing it for like almost cartoonish laugh. Halfway through the movie, he starts to become a cartoon character, just with his facial expressions, and how he's reacting to her. It's like, it's a bit unsettling because there are a lot of scenes in this movie where, especially with Armie Hammer, there's a scene where he gets a potion and it's actually a potion for a dog, and all of a sudden, like, he starts, acting like a dog. You hear dog noises out of nowhere.
So you didn't like that?
You can't help. No, I was really cringing. It was one of those things where you feel kind of embarrassed for the guy. It's like, man, I hope they're paying him a lot of money to act this goddamn
I tell
foolish.
you why.
I know, because I was like, man, I know this is for kids, but wow, why do I feel really embarrassed right now for the guy? I'm like, man, your friends are going to see this. They're going to give you shit.
Don't feel embarrassed. That check was more than ever we'll see in the next 3 years, man. But I tell you why I liked it. Because I felt like he was actually starting to do something. I felt like he dropped the whole riffing on Prince Charming and overacting while he was doing that. I was like, look, man, if you're gonna overact, you might as well just do it to this goofy point where you're acting like a dog. Right. I'll take that, and I like that part of it. Yeah,
it was a little too much for me. It was like, okay, now you're going to a point of absurdity, and I think that's the problem with this movie. It's so uneven with how they want to approach this material. It's like they can't tell if they want to like get it to such a childish point to where it is watching like live action, Looney Tunes cartoon, or if they want to like try to give it some substance, like a real like a beautiful retelling of the Snow White story. It kept like being so unbalanced that the part of me was like, man, this is really pretty to look at, but man, I feel confused as fuck watching this. Like, what are you really trying to accomplish here with this?
Like I said, at moments it seems like they're trying to make a farce. At moments it seems like they're trying to make a straightforward live action cartoon. At moments it seems like they ain't trying to make shit and just putting the camera on something that looks nice.
Yeah, just something that looks beautiful.
Yeah,
and even that gets old after a while, because it's like after you see the castle so many times, they keep showing it to you in every goddamn direction they can possibly. The camera goes in the most weirdest angles to cover the castle, where I'm like, throughout this movie, I was like, wow, I've seen every goddamn angle of this castle that I could possibly see.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, man, we spent 5 months building this castle on this computer. We're going to show every part of it. In fact, we hired this realtor over here to give you a tour of the castle like you buying it.
It's like your friend like having a video game controller where he has the point of view where you can like fuck around with the joystick to see every angle.
Like, the X-axis
enough already.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Okay, I see under the castle now. All right, I'm looking at rocks. Okay,
can we do something here?
Yeah. Whoa, I'm over the castle.
Yeah,
now.
play the goddamn game already.
Oh yeah, man. I tell you who I did like though. I like 2 people. I like Nathan Lane. Man, it's hard not to like Nathan Lane.
You know, that guy, he is in every sense a seasoned actor. I mean, because the thing is, he knew exactly what he was doing. He seemed like the only one who knew what was going on with this, to where he played a consistent, just silly buffoon And he was really funny at it. He really like committed himself to that role.
That guy can make some of the most trite lines sound funny. I mean,
yeah.
First of all, you're right. He is a seasoned actor in the sense that he's a stage actor. He knows how to make broad entertaining without making it too broad.
Right.
I mean, you know, that's because that's what the people are doing here in this movie. They're emoting like they have to like yell to the people in the back of the theater. You know, that's what stage actors do. But he knows how to make that entertaining in the film world too. And that guy can take lines like, oh, these old things, you know, this thing here, oh, it's a rental. You know, I don't, maybe I just like that kind of like shaky gay man talk. No, hey, oh,
right.
Hey. Yeah. But you know, I find Nathan Lane entertaining.
What do we have here?
Are you a royal?
No, not a royal, just a humble servant.
You're riding in the Queen's sled.
No, this is a rental.
Well, you're wearing royal garments.
These tired old rags. You boys have got to get out of the woods more often. Don't spend it all in one place.
Plus, Nathan Lane has got the best scream in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Every time he screams.
Every time something happens,
he sounded like a drag. He sounded like somebody set a drag queen on fire. I would laugh my ass off during every scene where he was doing that.
Nathan Lane, let me tell you something. If Nathan Lane is listening, I know he is. He listens to us all the time. Of course he is.
He's a big fan of Spielberg.
Nathan Lane, please don't ever die in front of us. Like, because if somebody sets you on fire or pushes you off a cliff, we're gonna laugh.
We're gonna laugh our ass off. We're gonna laugh and then we're gonna applaud you.
No, really, guys, help me!
Oh, that's beautiful. Man. Look at the masterwork. Look at the masterwork. Take some notes, people.
Yeah, in fact, don't come to acting school. Nathan Lane, we're going to show you how you teach people how to scream.
Can I tell you actually, surprisingly, who I found really good in this movie too? Julia Roberts. I thought she
Did
actually...
you say Julia Roberts?
Julia Roberts.
Well, okay, I thought you said Roberts. Like
no.
like
Julia
Roberts.
Roberts. No, Julia Roberts. She played a great bitch, you know, where I'm like, wow, you have this mastered. I don't know if you're drawing this from real life or what, but wow, it's very effective in this movie. You can't help but despise her watching this.
When you look at this, it's like, damn, I don't ever want to work for Julia Roberts.
Oh hell no!
Whoever her personal assistant is, I feel sorry for that.
You know, yeah, because that's all I could really think. I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked if she had like at least a couple of moments where she probably acted like this to her assistant at some point, or even her driver. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. What in the fuck do you do? I need this motherfucker needs to be punished.
You assistant. I don't know what it is. I'm just sitting here. I know, but you're just irritating. Your face, because that's what she does in here. She just, I mean, at the beginning of the movie, she's just picking on poor Snow White. I mean, the girl ain't done nothing. Mm-hmm. She just walked out of her room. Hey, where are you going? I'm sorry, who told you to leave your room? Like, Dan, this bitch done this before somewhere in her life.
And she is so goddamn vindictive about it. And just her face, everything about her, it's like, this is coming from a real place. You know, a little too real.
Yeah, no, she was cold, man.
Oh yeah, all I kept thinking is like, okay, you know what, this fucking woman needs to play the 101 Dalmatians.
Cruella DeVille.
Cruella DeVille. Yes.
I think she does play that in real life.
In real life?
I think she's actually had puppy skinned alive for a coat.
No shit.
I think she had Nathan Lane skinned alive.
Nathan Lane. I was waiting for that scene to happen in this movie. I was like, wow. It's like, fuck. They should have got her to play the Emperor in the new Star Wars. She was so effective.
Rise.
Yeah, rise. Yeah.
I mean, and to show you how good she does in the movie, man, the movie we know is PG. We know nobody's really going to get hurt. We've seen how cartoonish it is. It's all done in fun, and which is why I can't come down too much on what they've done in here. It's all done in fun, but there is a moment where Nathan Lane fucks up. And you like, and when Julia Roberts finds out what happened, you're like, ooh, you gonna get it?
Everyone in that room was looking at him like, oh, you done fucked up.
You mean how you were in the kid? You in trouble. Nathan Lane, you in trouble. You better get that scream now. That's your ass.
You better start running.
Whoa!
might have ran out of that goddamn room like the Cowardly Lion.
Just jump out of the nearest window.
Yeah.
You know who my other favorite person in the movie was? Who? It was the midgets.
The dwarves.
They all make one person.
Yeah, I know. When they transformed and built Voltron, is that? Yeah.
And I'll form the head.
Yeah. Well, how can you not laugh at those little motherfuckers? I mean, they were hilarious. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, not all of them are good actors.
Oh, no.
I mean, not by the least bit, but they're the heart of the movie, man, where everything else has no real emotional attachment to it because it's being so goofy. Mm-hmm. Those guys are the ones I felt really bad for. They're like, yeah, man, we live in the woods. Why? Because those assholes in town chased us off. They said we were ugly. And I'm like, oh, man. Now I feel bad for laughing.
You start hearing your backstory, you can't help but go, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like, I believe it, man. That sucks. I'm sorry. But your ass living in a goddamn tree.
In a tree stump.
Now that's fucking bad. Yeah. Whenever your ass gets driven out of town and you end up living in a tree because you just don't look right, oh man, you got problems.
I know. Yeah. There's a homeless man in a box looking at them talking about, damn.
I know.
Well, at least I ain't in a tree. I ain't living like a bird.
I know, man. Your self-esteem took the first plane to Tallahassee.
I would actually go through and name the midget actors for you, the dwarves. I know, and I'm not saying dwarves about the movie here. I think in real life they don't like to be called midgets; they like to be called dwarves. Dwarves. So the dwarves in this movie, man, they are the heart of the film. They're the adventure of the film.
They should be. Yeah, with the Snow White story.
Yeah, well, in the original Snow White story, look, I'm going by the Disney version, which I still.
That's the only version.
Yeah, I still dress like Snow White for Halloween sometimes. No, I try to get birds.
That's very true. I've seen it.
Yeah, no. I like tape a bird to my finger every day. And bird's like, let me out of here. But the take that they have here, I don't think that they were portrayed this way in the original Grimm's fairy tales. Maybe they were. I don't know. But in this one, they are bandits. Right. And so they wait for the queen's people to go through and they take the gold and they wear these really cool costumes, like the accordion leg costumes to make them look taller and make them look more threatening. I really enjoyed that part of the movie when they came on, man. I was like, and that says something for these guys who are very amateurish in their acting, but man, they were a lot of fun.
No, it was a really cool take on the Seven Dwarfs.
Look, man, the movie, I don't hate it. There are good things in the film, but they come in small spots and spurts here and there.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's all like after watching the film and even seeing the silly dance number that they had.
Oh, the Bollywood dance number.
Well, a very half-assed Bollywood dance number.
See, that's what I thought. Yeah, and people no spoiler here. The movie.
No.
The movie ends with, I think it's a popular. I don't know if it's a pop song from India or something that's crossed over to America. Anyway, Lily Collins is singing this song and they're doing this.
She's doing karaoke.
Yeah. And they're doing this Bollywood dance. And I heard that I had read somewhere like, no, that's probably the coolest part visually of the movie. And I waited and I was like,
what?
Not really.
Yeah, no, not at all. Go fucking watch Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, please. Yeah. Wow.
I have to say this though. That movie, I wish they would have done, now maybe with a little more personality, but I wish this movie could have been the backstory that I saw at the beginning. At the beginning of the movie, Julia Roberts is giving you the history of the kingdom and how she came into being the queen and how she came into ruling this kingdom. And it's done. It almost looks like stop motion at first, but it's done in this gorgeous CG, like almost very short film. And it looks so cool because the characters that are being portrayed in that beginning part, that animated beginning part, they look like puppets.
Yeah, they do.
They look like rod puppets.
Right.
And at first I was thinking, man, is this CG or are these actual puppets? And then when they really got into it, it was the most gorgeous part of the movie, man. I was like, I wish I could have seen that film for the whole movie.
You're absolutely right. Watching that, I mean, it really made you, it's like one of those cool moments. Like, I can't remember if it was the first or second Harry Potter film.
Like, no, you talking about?
I'm talking
Deathly Hallows.
The Deathly Hallows, yeah. I can't remember if it was part one or part two. Okay, part one, where they have that really gorgeous looking animation sequence going on. To where, for me, that was like the best part of the movie for me.
Here it comes.
No, no time for that here. But. Like that, this was another one of those moments where you can't help but just think, wow, such a gorgeous sequence. why can't somebody make a whole movie like that?
Well,
you know, it's so awesome. I know it serves its point, like just as far as like getting you in the mindset that this is very much an old story that's gone through generations. That's kind of how it felt like. It's like you're about to see another reinterpretation of it, and the way they animated it, it just got you prepared for introducing you to something new.
Well, it's funny because that part that we're talking about is when we say the movie's uneven, that beginning part really doesn't prepare you for the comedy that you're going to see next.
Oh, not at all.
I mean, for this almost TV sitcom feeling comedy that they have, you had such this gorgeous beginning. There's another uneven point right there. There are moments of fun. There are moments of actual beauty, and there are moments where it is spectacular, whereas at that beginning. Mm-hmm. But those moments are really far and few in between. You have to sit so much of a goof of a film sometimes with several lines that are that just either are too cute or just don't work at all. Yeah. And so it doesn't make for a bad movie. I think it'd even be great to look at on your home television, but if you have a nice TV. But yeah, it doesn't raise it above anything but a highly recommended rental. And that recommendation actually goes more for children than for adults.
It really does. Yeah. Because I'm gonna give it a rental. Because I mean, I think really small children will love the hell out of this movie. And the thing is, I also think fans of Tarjim, I know he has some dedicated fans out there that just love everything he does just because of the visual style of it. You're going to cream your pants over this, because it is gorgeous to look at. Even though, a lot of the story is uneven, just with the tone and what they're trying to do with it. But the movie has had a lot of great moments. I mean, like we said, there's some great acting in here by Julia Roberts and Nathan Lane. Yeah. And you can't help but think, wow, you almost wish the rest of the movie could be as good as what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah.
I think everyone's heart was in the right place. It's just, once again, it's just Tarjim's directing style that the guy can't seem to ever grasp trying to film a decent script or finding a decent script, to actually film,
Yeah, no.
He's a competent filmmaker to some extent, but I just wish his movies had stronger stories. That's the only flaw I see with him, honestly.
Yeah, no, I wish they had a story. What I mean? Yeah, but I think his work is also kind of being, if you're not careful, his work is being overshadowed by too much CG. Mm-hmm. I think. Mm-hmm. I mean, God does so much with practical materials,
right?
That I think that's one of the problems with this is probably that he's leaning too much on CG. Even at the end, there's some CG creature that's brought into it where, like, man, that just came out of nowhere.
It really did.
That made it feel like a totally different film.
Mm-hmm.
Pull
because
back
you're really not prepared for that when he unleashes it on you.
Yeah,
but I mean, it didn't bother me because I'm like, well, look at all this other crazy shit before that. It's like, I'm like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if like pigs start flying out of the sky with swords, and having a battle. I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I should expect from a film like this.
Yeah. Or if pigs start flying out somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Which this director would make it as the most beautiful thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, I can see them flying right out of Julia Roberts' big-ass mouth. Yeah. Unleashing a fury of pain onto those goddamn little midgets. I'm sorry, dwarves. And, I mean, I recognized one of the guys was
he the oven dwarf?
No, I guess he was the somewhat leader. He was the bald one. He was the ball puncher in that Project X
That's
movie.
what I was going to say. Yeah, he was the midget in the oven.
Yeah. He's the guy punching everyone in the fucking balls.
That dude's still mad about being in that oven in this movie.
He has that same face. I was waiting for him to like punch goddamn Snow White in her balls. I mean in her vagina. But yeah.